empaths and dating is not exactly the best combination, and I will tell you in few words why. And it is basically that we are automatically empathic. We are first empathic. Our first approach is to be empathic, and that's really a problem when you get a hassle or when you get a dickhead. And it's very easy to understand because we tend to psychologize. And dating is not the place to play the psychologist. Whether you are a psychologist or not, whether you are a therapist or not. Because let's say approximately the first 3 months, you need to not have your heart involved to be able to evaluate correctly the person. And we empaths, we are the first step is that we we don't say we are empaths. We don't necessarily advertise it, but this is our way to enter in communication, and it's very bad combination when it comes to dating. So I just wanted to make this very quick mention. Basically, being an empath on the dating scene is making you being played for a fool. When you don't know a person, you don't just not tell that you're an empath. You're not just don't advertise it, but you need to put your empathy away from them. Keep it all to yourself is my advice. All to yourself until you know that the person you're dealing with, the man you're dealing with, is worthy of your empathy. Otherwise, you're screwed, basically. Also, the dating scene being a very lucrative service, okay, they are not going to tell you plain and simple what I'm telling you right now, because they would go out of business doing so. So, I may not be a dating expert, but I do observe. And so, I'm sharing with you my observations. You do what you want with it. Another thing, empaths tend very much to project themselves into the world. So guess what? On the dating scene, you have a lot of assholes and dickheads. So another thing you want to put away for a while until you know that this man is a good man is your tendency to project yourself. Again, if you want to avoid being hurt, you better apply this advice. Another thing, if you're an empath, be careful that sometimes a man will invite you, let's say, at a very good restaurant, and then will assume, I'm talking about the beginning of dating that person, you're not knowing him, okay? Don't confuse me. I'm being very clear here. I'm not talking about when you know the person or you know the person enough that you know you can trust him. But there are men who think that buying you a great meal at a great restaurant, and I mean at the beginning of the relationship, they assume that the next time they will be allowed to come to your place. I'm not talking here about sex. I'm just talking about them knowing where you are living, your address, your home address. So be very careful. If you're an empath, you tend to project yourself. It's really not. Dating at the dating scene is not the best place for a real empath, trust me. But I didn't make that mistake, but I want you to know that this can happen very quick, that he buys you a great meal at a great restaurant, and then he thinks that this opens all the locked doors, and you have access to them all, including your home. So just be aware that I know we are not fools. I really know that. But being an empath and projecting ourselves is really not helping us. Alright? Is what I'm talking about here. It's not being a fool, but we're taken as a fool.